Hello. No! Like literally crying. I just finished my makeup. What is wrong with me? Everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imai, and as you can tell by the title, we're doing a chit chat. Get ready with me today. I am trying my best to post 3 times a week. So Tuesdays is Beat TV, Thursdays is a whatever I want, and then Sunday is a vlog. So today's actually Wednesday, so I'm kind of rushing. I don't have to work until 11:45. Right now it's 10 a.m. So I am getting ready with you guys, and then I have to rush to edit this tonight. I do want to up the quality of, look at how short that little piece is in there. Did I cut that? I do want to up the quality of my editing, but the time I took off to catch up on videos, I actually did nothing because I was super depressed. So I didn't get to catch up on anything. I was literally just sitting around my house being whoop, trying to curse less, being sad and not having the motivation to do anything. So yeah, before we get started with like the topics that I wanted to talk about today, here's a little itty bitty life update. Actually, no, I'll save it for the vlog that's on Sunday. But the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the future of my channel. I feel like I always talk to you guys a little bit about it. Like there's always like a little bit of an update about what's going on with my channel and the direction that I want it to go in. But I'm just gonna like sit down and tell you guys like what I have planned for this channel. I know you guys enjoy Beat TV. I enjoy making them. I don't plan on stopping them, but I am a multifaceted person and I enjoy more than cartoons. Like I'm really getting into fitness. I want to do lifestyle videos and like nutrition, and like that is also one of like my budding passions that I want to share with you guys. I want to do cooking videos. I want to do like standard beauty videos. I want to do chit chats like this. Like I have other things that I want to do, and I've been saying this for a while now, but part of me sort of feels trapped in Beat TV because one, these are my videos that get the most views, and two, when I post like a lifestyle video, you guys will be like in the comments of my vlogs or cooking or whatever I decide to do that's not Beat TV, like, hey, you should watch this. And I'm like I understand like you want your comment to be seen and everything, but I'm like, I enjoy making other content, and sometimes I just want to enjoy making other content. I don't know how to like put it into words too effectively, but it kind of sucks that like I'm posting something else that I'm passionate about and you're like, hey, go do that thing that we like. If that's not what you're interested in and that's not what you subscribe for, I totally get it. Like my Beat TVs, they have like, some of them have 50, one of them has 50,000 views, like some of them have 10,000, like 5,000, like those are obviously my most watched videos, but I do more than one thing. And Alyssa Ashley talked about it a little bit on her channel when she did the switch from makeup to fitness, that how she was afraid her audience like would be like, I don't care, they would like leave. And I feel that way as well, but at the same time I've been trying to tell myself like, hey, the people who want to stick around for that content will. And if people are unsubscribing because that's not content that they want to see, like I always ask for recommendations, whether it be on the community tab or like in an actual Beat TV video. That is where those are supposed to go. Please don't comment under my, it makes me feel like crap when you guys comment under my vlogs. Watch this. I'll take recommendations from you, but I also want to be a person that does other things. Like, you know who I think did a really, really great seamless transition with their content? Burleezy, because he used to do cartoony stuff too. What was his series called? Oh my god. Oh my god. And I have to Google it. What was it called? Exposed. Was it Exposed? Yeah, they were his Exposed videos. And I used to really like those videos, but when he switched over to gaming, it seemed like, one, it was super seamless. I mean, I don't know personally what he went through with his transition into gaming content, but it seemed from the outside looking in seamless, and he's able to create what he wants to create so much, and he's amassed an audience so much so that like he doesn't even create cartoon videos anymore, and he's still gaining, and like his supporters still actively support him. And like that's something that I want for myself. I want to get to a point where you guys like me so much that you don't care what I post as long as it's me that's posting it, you know? And I don't want to say I feel 100% trapped, but it does feel like sometimes with Beat TV that I am serving you rather than creating content that I like creating, which is why for a little bit I was taking breaks, because I felt the pressure to be perfect for you guys in the content that I'm creating. It feels like whenever I sit down and film my makeup as I'm talking, it just comes out, oh, look what I just did. It just comes out bad. But yeah, you know, and forever I've put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect. And I talked about this a little bit in, a fitness video, not fitness, like my healthy eating video that I did maybe over a year ago. And that video is now on members only. I don't have memberships set up. I might. I really don't see a purpose to have memberships set up on my channel, but the video is put under members only. I do want to refilm that video because I was literally just sitting there crying. But I talk about, because I've put my whole life a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect, whether that be in appearance or in attitude. I feel like, and it's gonna sound terrible, I feel like I'm a pretty girl. I have a nice body, at least to my standard. And like, I'm never full body on this channel or on my Instagram really, but I think I'm a pretty girl with a nice body. And I feel like with little tweaks I could be perfect, and then I put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect because it feels like I'm so close, you know? Like, it's like starting from, it's like a race. If you're starting damn near at the finish line and you just can't get there, I feel like that feels worse from starting at zero. At least in my mind, that's kind of how it feels. It feels like I'm so close, but it's so unattainable because I don't put in the work or the consistent work to reach what I'm looking to reach in my life. And like, I know perfection is unattainable no matter from what starting point you're at, but a part of me still feels like I can do it. So I'm like my harshest critic. I put so much pressure on myself. Like my last video that I posted on Tuesday, the Foster's home video, I hate that video. I had very low energy. I feel like in the video you can tell that I'm still super depressed about what I was upset about for the past month and some change. Sorry, I was checking the date, and I wasn't giving what I usually give in those videos, which is just like high energy. Like, I mean, of course I'm still being myself, but I didn't, like, you know, I wasn't giving my all for that video, and I hate that video. But you guys in the comments are like, I love this commentary, girl, you're so funny. And I'm like, I don't know, like, I always have so much pressure on myself to be the best, to be perfect, to everything be aesthetic and gorgeous. And when I don't have the time or I half-ass things, it really, really, really affects me, because I know part of me in my head thinks that I can do it even though perfection isn't real. Like, I beat myself up for every little thing because I feel like I have the same 24 hours as everyone else, and like other people they're working full-time jobs, doing YouTube, working out, journaling, their TikToks, making Instagram posts, and it feels like, it always feels like I'm not doing enough. And like, that's just what your 20s is. Like, that's not like a foreign feeling to anyone, I don't think. But I feel like I could be doing more and I'm not. And I just spilled powder all over everything. And I always beat myself up for it. So I definitely need to be kinder to myself. But that brings me back to just the pressure to be perfect, the pressure to have amazing, perfect content. When you got, like, of course I always want to get better, but you guys are content with what I'm posting right now. At least that's what you guys are saying. If that's not true, like, let me know. But like, I always think everything that I do is crap, and then people are like, girl, I love this. So I need to give myself more credit. But I'm rambling. Like, I don't even know what the future of my channel. That's how this started. I'm praying that my hair is good after the gym. Oh, that's not bad at all. I was thinking of doing like every other Thursday a podcast episode until I get to a point where I can do a weekly Thursday video of whatever I want, whether that be like fitness, nutrition, whatever, and also a weekly podcast episode with my Sunday vlogs and my Tuesday Beat TV, but for now I think it's going to be every other Thursday. I already have a name picked out. I already have some episode ideas drawn up. I started to write a prompt for my first episode of the podcast, but the first episode, since my birthday was on Sunday the 4th, the first episode was going to be how 23 is supposed to be the worst year of your life, how 23 was one of the worst years of my life, and I was going to talk about all the crappy stuff that's happened to me when I was 23, now that I'm 24. And I was just sitting down and thinking about it. I'm like, first of all, I don't know that I want to tell the people on the internet all of these things that happened to me at once. Like, just little tidbits. Like, I was sexually assaulted in August, so maybe I'll do an episode on sexual assault whenever Sexual Assault Awareness Month is. I think that was in April, so maybe that could be an episode for next April. My cat passed away, so maybe I'll do a whole episode on grief. Like, money troubles, maybe I'll do a whole episode on money, but I don't think I want a laundry list, you guys, with everything bad that's happened to me, especially for my first episode of a podcast. I feel like it should be more introductory and like happy and good things. So I might choose one of the other topics that I had in mind, but that's something I want to do for my channel too, if you guys want to see that. So yeah, I do have plans for this channel and to like turn my life around and just start creating the life that I see myself living. It's just I need to be much kinder to myself and give myself some more grace, because I just don't. I got this wig on Amazon for my birthday. I haven't worn super duper long hair in a long time, but I like very thick hair when I do have long hair. I'm not a fan of this natural density. If you ever hear me say that I have a natural density weave or wig or whatever in my head, to me, that's thin and I don't like it. Like, I'm trying to put a nice spin on it. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is this Jacky O situation. If you don't know, Jacky O is I think she's an influencer, or she was an influencer. She was either dating or married to DC Young Fly. He was a Vine comedian, and now he's on Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon, and they actually met, I think they met on the set of Wild 'N Out, and recently, I think about a week ago now, she had passed away from complications from a plastic surgery that she had gotten in Miami with Goals Plastic Surgery. And the discourse around her death is just a ton of people saying this is her own fault. I'm gonna do my lashes and then we're gonna continue, because I can't talk and do my lashes at the same time. So the lashes are on. I got these from like one of those big 6-pack sets, like those massive ones from TJ Maxx that they have. Like, they all come in their own little individual, like those huge ones. So the discourse surrounding her death is that she brought it on herself, and this is why you need to love yourself, and y'all women be so insecure, and look at what it does to you, and blah blah blah. And personally, I think that's absolutely nasty. I think that's very nasty. I think that's such a gross thing to say about a woman who just like, you don't go, no one goes into surgery expecting to die. And I've heard about Goals Plastic Surgery. Rolly from Baddies just got plastic surgery with Goals. Alonzo Arnold just got plastic surgery with Goals I think in Miami. I think they have several different locations, but I think it was in Miami. And I have heard that Goals is not a very good plastic surgery office. They have had a few deaths in the past, but I think the only fault of her going to get plastic surgery is that maybe she didn't do enough research on the place where she was getting her surgery at. And like, that part was preventable, but at the same time, people are saying that she brought this on herself, and you know, she's a mother, she should have been more secure in her body. Like, this is why we need to teach young girls to love themselves. And my thoughts are, this is not the time at all. This is not the time. Like, this woman, she probably hasn't even been laid to rest, and you guys are talking about how she's essentially, that she deserved to die. And I think that's very gross. Like, of course, and people are only saying it because she went in for an elective surgery, but if she went in for, like, oh my god, I'm trying to think of any other surgery. If she went in for blood clot surgery, or, you know, she broke a bone and they had to put a rod in her arm or her leg or whatever. If it wasn't elective, people would be saying, oh my God, my condolences, her children, blah, 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 blah. Since it's an elective surgery, people are saying that it's her own fault. And no one goes into surgery expecting to die. And she didn't die on the table. She didn't die in the hospital. She died a couple days after her surgery, to my understanding. I'm not 100% sure if that's true. She died after her surgery in her hotel room because she had complications. And she's had plastic surgery in the past, or she's not someone who like flew down to DR to get cement injected into her butt because that's all she could. Like she's been through this before. And you know, I went back and forth on Twitter with someone who was saying like it's pathetic that she didn't love herself enough and now she's dying or now she's dead. And I'm just thinking like, this woman has 3 very young children. Her youngest 2 probably won't form any memories of any time with their mother. And you're calling her pathetic and she hasn't even been laid to rest yet. Like every single day, there's commentary on women's bodies and what we choose to do with them. You guys can't put it on hold for one day, for a week to mourn, or to just be compassionate about the fact that someone lost their wife, someone lost their daughter, someone lost their sister, someone lost their niece, someone lost their granddaughter, 3 young children lost their mother, and you're rushing to, like, y'all hate women so bad. Y'all are rushing to call her pathetic and an idiot for wanting to get plastic surgery, but she's dead. She died, and no one goes into surgery expecting to die, but it happens. But because it's elective, everyone has their opinion about how she should have been a better mother and went to the gym, and this is why y'all need to love yourselves. And men say they don't like plastic surgery anyway, and y'all don't listen, and look what happens to you. I was going back and forth with one man on Twitter who said, when we comment on your bodies, y'all tell us you don't get to have an opinion, you're a man, it's our body, our choice, and you want us to have compassion. We have to agree with your stance on women's bodies for you to have compassion when we die. When we have complications from surgery and die, your first thought is, well, she didn't agree with me when I said, you know, she don't need no BBL. You're sick. Like 3 kids lost their mother. 3 young children lost their mother. And you're concerned about the fact that women don't want to hear your commentary on what we do with our bodies because we hear it every day. From Joe Schmo on the street talking about you got a fat ass to legislation saying you can't do this with your body. And it's not just women. It's trans people too. Trans women, trans men, non-binary people, but especially women. We get so much on our bodies all the time. Put it on hold so that people can grieve this girl. You tell us every day we need to love ourselves, just hit the gym. Put it on hold. Let people mourn her, because just like I have Twitter, you have Twitter, they have Twitter, the person commenting, talking all that crap has Twitter, her family has Twitter. And they can see this commentary of you calling her daughter, cousin, niece, auntie pathetic, and she didn't love herself enough. Just be kinder. Just it's not hard to be kind, but people actively choose not to be. This lash is way too wide. Like, this one is perfect, but this one is way too far out, I think. No, this one's good. This one's way too far out. I have to move it in. I don't know that that made a difference at all. So the next thing on my list to talk about is Clone High. I was gonna make a full video on Clone High and the reboot and how I feel about it, but I feel like I can just do it here. I think it's bad. I mean, y'all already know how I am with reboots. I am a purist. Would I call myself that? Like in the Animaniacs reboot, it was all the same voice actors that came back to reprise their roles, but Dot's voice actress, she can't go as high as she used to with the voice. And not only did I notice, I had to Google like why doesn't she sound the same? And it's like, I like reboots to be as true to the original as possible. At least for cartoons, you know, because unlike live action, there's no reason why it should be too different from the original. Like, I think the Animaniacs did it very, very well. They always had pop culture references and all of that, and they just updated their references for the 20 or so years that they were off the air. Like iCarly, a reboot that I also enjoy, they're live action, so they can't do the same 11, 12, 13-year-old stuff that they were doing before because they're in their 30s. or close to their 30s. So of course they have to make changes and update it, and I think that they did that very, very well. But with Clone High, just the formatting is completely different. In the original, it would be an A plot and a B plot, and they would shift back and forth very rapidly, and it was more, I don't want to say it was more fast-paced, but it was more chaos, and the plot lines just had some more shenanigans. Like the spork, spoon, knife shenanigans, the JFK's Christmas album, Black and Tan, like just silly, goofy shenanigans that the new one does not have. It is one linear plot line throughout the whole 20 minutes, and it feels like, I know it's made by the same people, but it feels like I'm watching a completely different show. Clone High had their instances of violence, like the spork, spoon, knife thing, a knife, I don't remember what they called it, but how it malfunctioned and it made Gandhi and Abe, I haven't seen the episode in a long time, so forgive me, it made them all bloody, and it like disfigured them, and they had their jaw like hanging out. Like, it was violence with like the violence played into the joke. Like, now they're just throwing in random violence because they did it before. They did violence in the first one, so let's find a way to put it in this one. Like in the very first episode when Cleo was distraught about something or another, and she just like mutilated herself with the, I talked about this in the trailer thing that we did when the trailer first dropped, where she was at the bear trap and the knife and the this and the that, and I'm like, this isn't, it feels like feels like certain elements were thrown back in there just because they did it the first time, but it wasn't done in the same way as the first time, and it feels inauthentic. And personally, I'm just not a fan of Cleo's new character. Cleo in the first one, she was very confident. Like, everyone else is the problem. Even if she was the problem, everyone else was the problem, and she's perfect, and she saw herself that way, and she never doubted herself. The new Cleo, she has like insecurities, she's not sure of herself, and it's a whole different character. I hated the first episode because what is the most annoying thing that you can make an episode about when you've come back after 20 years for a reboot? And it's cancel culture, and that's exactly what they did. I don't care for the cancel culture commentary. I know things are different from 2003 and you can't make the same jokes. Instead of speaking on that, maybe just don't make those same jokes. Like, everyone who's watching has an understanding of what Clone High was and what you can and cannot do with the social climate of today versus 20 years ago. We all know that. You don't have to address it for the audience to understand that this is going to be a bit different from what it was before, you know? And then the explanation of Gandhi not being there, like, all they said was that they had left him frozen, which I guess it doesn't need more of an explanation than that, but why did we leave him frozen? Is anyone gonna say, oh my god, we left Gandhi behind? Like, no one's acknowledging the fact that Gandhi's just not there anymore. They just showed a 2-second clip of him still frozen in that freezer, and that's it. It's messy. It feels like it's very messy. And I'm just personally not a fan. I watched the first 3 episodes. I'm going to continue watching the season to see maybe if my feelings change. I can't lie, there are funny parts of it, but it just feels like I'm watching a whole new show, because I am. I'm going to continue to give it a chance. Oof, I have that like white, you see the white line from my chapstick or whatever the hell I had on. But as of right now, I'm not a big fan. I really am not. But what I am a big fan of, and my last topic for this chit chat, The Little Mermaid. I went to go see The Little Mermaid last Thursday, I think. It's like, I was sobbing. From Part of Your World forward, I was sobbing. Just because Halle Bailey is such a good actress. She's a she's a fantastic singer, and she did such a good job in the role. And then also, like, the impact, I'm gonna try not to cry because I can feel it in my throat. The impact, like, that she's leaving on these young girls just by taking this role, and she didn't step down from like, after these racist trolls for the past 4 years or 3 years or however long it's been, have been attacking her. Like, I don't care if that movie was the worst thing ever produced by Disney. I was going to support it just based off of all the crap that she's been given about this role. Like, not only was she given so much crap about the role, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry. She knocked it out of the park. And there were times, oh my god, there were times that I was just crying because I was proud of her. Ew, like, just so proud of her because she did such a good job and she didn't let these racist idiots get to her. And the whole cast wrapped her in love. Ooh, I'm trying so hard not to let these tears fall, y'all. Wrapped her in love the entire time. And like everything good that she's getting, she deserves. Oh my god, I'm really a mess. Oof. Everything good that she's been getting, she deserves. Like, surpassed the original in the box office sales. I mean, yeah, I get it, inflation, but like, it surpassed the original in box office sales. Just accolades, 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 and she deserves all of it. So I'm so proud of her. And then I went to Target, and there was this girl outside of Target with her dad, and she was jumping in circles and she was singing Part of Your World, and I was like, this is why it's so important. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm gonna stop now because I'm literally crying and I just finished my makeup. I'm a crybaby. If y'all didn't know, I'm a sensitive soul. I cry at literally everything. No, like literally crying. I just finished my makeup. What is wrong with me? Very proud of her. She deserves every good thing that this world has to offer, and I hope that she gets it. She went through a lot for that role. So yeah, that's it. Give me a second to collect myself and then we'll do our outro. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. All I really did was put on some lips and add a little bit of black up to my eyes, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and leave your comments below if you have anything to say about what I said today. We can have a nice little discourse commentary type situation, and give me topics if you want me to do this again. We can talk about other things next time, and I will see you on Sunday with a new weekly vlog. Bye.